Twitter censors tweets critical of India's handling of the pandemic at its government's request. April 24th, 2021. A month later, just like America, Twitter labels some Indian politicians' tweet about COVID-19 as manipulated media. The government objects and then calls for the removal. 3 days later, the police in India raid Twitter's offices because they were triggered by Twitter's action. As much as I'd like to stand with Twitter in solidarity, Twitter is not the solution. Twitter is not a public resource, nor is YouTube, Facebook, or any kind of centralized social media. And every tweet complaining about it on centralized social media simply makes the quarterly report look better. Rather, it's an advertising company. And what does the advertising company have to do? Sell to advertisers. I've showed you this before. Facebook is not a social networking company. The real customer is the one who pays them the big bucks. Look at their business pages. Here they say, we'll give you better insight for your ads and how they perform. In their privacy policy too, we use your personal data. And when it comes to their users, the other half who doesn't use their advertising part of their product, basically a lot of PR stuff. So many contradicting statements. We use your personal data, we don't use your personal data, until you realize it's a gimmick. Look at it from the perspective of their customers, their real customers. There's a thing common between all of these companies. If I want to quit Facebook or Twitter, I have to move my entire following to another platform, which is not easy to do. They are not interoperable. Now let's compare that to email. I can sign up from Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, anything. Rather, you can self-host your own email. Now, what if we took that and then made it like social media? You can host your own server. You don't like the rules, pick another server. And if you don't agree with some of the rules of the other person, you can just cut them out, you can block them, while still retaining all of your followers without getting cancelled. So how do we fix that? Introducing the Fediverse. It's basically like email, so you can pick a server and then join any server you'd like, or host your own server if you don't agree with any of the rules. As you know, websites, they have a protocol. I can host my own website. They all talk with this HTTP protocol. Just like that, the Fediverse is powered by a thing called the ActivityPub protocol. And you can bundle this into any app you'd like, just like email. It's all free software, GPL licensed. If you're interested, you can read the README and setting it up that way. Or you can join someone else's server, which then you had to agree to some mutual rules. That's always an option, especially for lesser geeky people. Join Mastodon gives you a curated list, but you can join any server you'd like, as I told you. General, music, let's join this one. So what you do is go to the page, enter an email, username, server rules, basic rules. If you don't agree to these rules, you can host your own server or pick another server, right? And if you get kicked out of this server, or let's say you decide to leave the server in the future, you can move all of your followers to your own server. You won't lose any of your followers. Let's say you want to upload videos, then microblog all the time. So there's PureTube for videos, there's Pixelfed for stories, and an Instagram like a Feed, Friendica, Miski, a Funkwhale for audio, I think it's podcasts and music, GNU Social. There's Lemmy, a Reddit alternative, or in the future if you make your own social media, you can power it with the ActivityPub protocol, and anyone on the Fediverse can federate with you. There's no one single website, but you can join any single service, and you can follow anyone from the other server. Some things to note: usernames are formatted like email addresses. Let's say you had a Twitter account and you want to follow a YouTube account using Twitter without signing up for YouTube. Well, you can't. It isn't powered by the same mutual protocols. On the Fediverse, you can follow someone on PureTube using your Mastodon account. I'll show you that right now. So here's my PureTube page, one of my accounts. I'll just copy the link or copy the username here. Then go to Mastodon. Here's Mastodon. Go to the search bar, add username, add domain. I just copied that and I pasted it here. And you can follow, unfollow, you can comment on the videos right here. Basically all of the things you could see on the PureTube page here. Let's say I want to comment to show you a live example. Test. Right? It should pop up over here once I refresh this page. Test. Just now. As you can see where I commented from, PolarHive at Mastodon.social. You can even reply to comments here. You can boost, retweet, as it say, if you use Twitter. You can delete your comment here, and it should delete your comment here too once you refresh the page. So let's say there's this bad server which is posting bad content. You can define bad content any way you'd like. There's no algorithm controlling which is saying, okay, this is bad, this is good. Now Twitter is the most keen to join the Fediverse, not exactly join the Fediverse, but make a clone of it, make another protocol which Twitter aims to control. It doesn't make sense. There's already a wheel, you don't need to reinvent it. The Blue Sky thing aims to only serve them, and then again it's advertising and advertisers, the only real customers they have. And every single thing you see here on this page, for you, trending, tuned to make you feel addictive, personalized timeline, make you feel angry or disgusted or something that triggers you. So Twitter is always going to be that. They're going to use it to serve ads to you. More screen time, more ads, more revenue. And whenever they face a government, they have to always agree to their local laws because it's such a big platform. And if they disagree, the whole thing gets shut down and they lose money, advertising, and their status in the open free web. Rather than just fix a wheel, join the rest of the Fediverse, switch from an advertising based model to a user first model. The same thing goes for Mark. So Facebook is federating with Instagram and WhatsApp. So the chats will be synced across all of these platforms, or basically federate inside their own network, but then don't allow anyone else like Matrix or any other federating protocol to work with them. To conclude, Twitter is not going to be your favorite public resource, and governments are always going to slap new rules to censor their favorite big tech giants. So let's say there's this feature, you don't have it right now in any of these platforms. Either you can code it or hire someone to code, or patiently request it to be added. Because you're not paying with money, you're just requesting it. It takes time to develop features. Here are some other smaller sites that I didn't mention. Here's Pleroma, Funkwhale, and Lemmy, a site on the Fediverse which isn't there today according to your specific needs. You can code it from scratch right from the start, or hire someone to do it, or join a friend who's interested in the same project, and then just integrate it with the Fediverse, and anyone on the Fediverse can follow you using any app they want. And there's no actual way to get censored or kicked out of the Fediverse unless the internet is shut down in your country and you can't host your own server. Just like email. Now, how do you follow people? You can just search for their username or find them here. I link all of my social media accounts here on my contact page. So Mastodon is here, and you can see my PGP key so that no one impersonates the account. So here's my PureTube account, one of my accounts here. Just search for the channel name and click on that. I'm also on tailwits.com. Right here, you can copy the username, pixelfed2 for photos. Don't forget, an instance which isn't hosted today might come up tomorrow whenever the need may be, or host it yourself, ask someone who knows how to code. That's basically it. You can follow me anywhere on the Fediverse and on LBRY Odyssey.